is my Mount Rainier tour guide presentation for Shapes Connection. Geometry is not just another random subject in math. Although it is that, some other parts are slightly more interesting, incorporating the beauty of the world. An example is in Mount Rainier National Park. This presentation will show you things about Mount Rainier that makes it special in its own way. This is an image of Steamboat Prow, which is a mountain peak. As you can see, the peak is shaped like an isosceles triangle, has 3 sides, 2 of which are equal in length. The figure is also obtuse as it contains an angle greater than 90 degrees but less than 180. The coniferous tree highlighted in this picture is shaped much like a triangle. The figure is isosceles because 2 of the 3 sides are equally long, while it is also acute since all of the interior angles are less than 90 degrees. A rectangle is a quadrilateral that has 2 pairs of parallel lines and 4 right angles. Usually the plane will also have an unequal adjacent sides. The Mount Rainier National Park entry sign is a rectangle since it fits all that criteria. This is a picture of the Longmire Community Building. The roof of the front porch of the building is a trapezoid, which is a convex quadrilateral with at least 1 pair of parallel lines. The side view of this building, which is a guide service building at Paradise, resembles an irregular octagon, which is a polygon with 8 sides and angles. The structure might seem like a heptagon, but a small ledge at the left, which is right over here, makes it 8. A decagon is a shape with 10 sides and angles, whether irregular or regular. This image is a side/front view of the Henry M. Jackson Visitor Center at Mount Rainier. The roof of the building represents an irregular decagon as there are 10 vertices and sides. Translation is a rigid geometric transformation. It is when you move every point of a shape in a given direction by the same distance. These 2 coniferous trees are examples of translation because they look the same, but both are in different places. Here is another example of translation. The 2 dormer windows, which look like this, which are basically windows with roofs, a Paradise Inn, highlighted in the white outline, look exactly the same, but they are both in different positions, while all of the points have been moved in the same direction in length. Flipping a shape over a fixed line while also being equidistant from it is called reflection in geometry. In the picture, Mount Rainier is flipped over the lake, while the dashed part is a line of reflection. Rotation is when you turn a figure in any space that will always preserve a center point. The forest in this photo has 2 examples of rotation. Both of the trees are trapezoids and look the same, but they are rotated counterclockwise. The same applies to the branches. The western wood anemone is a rare species that prefers a habitat of shady woodland. These 2 petals on this western wood anemone are an example of rotation. Both are turned around the same center point and they look very similar. The 2 trees in this photograph are an example of dilation. Dilation is a rigid transformation where you enlarge or shrink a figure based on a specific scale factor. These trees are congruent, which is basically they're identical, but one is bigger than the other. The building in this picture is called the Longmire Transportation Exhibit. The roof of it represents a triangular prism, which is a 3-dimensional figure with 5 faces, 6 vertices, and 9 edges. The shape is also made of 2 triangular bases and 3 rectangular sides. A rectangular prism, unlike a triangular prism, is a 3-dimensional shape with 6 rectangular faces. This image features the Mount Fremont Fire Lookout. The part below the roof of the fire lookout looks like a rectangular prism. This is what Sunrise Visitor Center looks like. The roofs of the building represent square pyramids, although I only highlighted one. A square pyramid is a converging triangular figure having a square base. Moreover, the apex, which is the top, is commonly perpendicular above the center of the shape. This photo is another example of a square pyramid. The peak highlighted is called Pyramid Peak, a fitting name for what shape it is in. All of the edges meet at the apex, otherwise known as the summit of the mountain, which is at around 9,984 feet above sea level. A cylinder is a three-dimensional, solid shape that has circular bases and straight parallel sides. The tree in this photo is part of the Grove of Patriarchs, a grove of ancient old-growth trees in the southeastern area of Mount Rainier. The bottom part of the trunk is a cylinder. This is the bottom. The photograph was taken during a period of time when Mount Rainier National Park was closed due to mudslides. The object, or the traffic barrel, near the road closed sign is a cylinder as it has bases that are circles. Okay. This is another mountain peak called Little Tahoma, and it is 11,117 feet tall in elevation. It is shaped like a cone. A cone is a 3D solid that can be formed by rotating a triangle around its leg, while the base of it usually tapers smoothly from the base to the top, otherwise called the apex. In 2019, Mount Rainier National Park closed temporarily because of federal government shutdown. At that time, the main entrance was barricaded by traffic cones as seen in the photo. The traffic cones are an accurate depiction of a cone, since it is what it's supposed to be. Like, it's a traffic cone and named cone inside its name, and it looks exactly like a cone. This image was taken at Mount Rainier and is of huckleberries that can be picked at the foothills. The huckleberry outlined by the white lines is a sphere, in which every point is equally distant from the center. It is also in the shape of a ball in terms of geometry. The rock is another example of a sphere. Since the rock is a circle, and it's shaped like that, this means that it is a sphere because most objects in real life are three-dimensional. The image was taken near Carter Falls, an attraction located in Mount Rainier. I hope you enjoyed this presentation. And this is the end. Thanks for watching.